You had to increase the amount you charge on your total.
Right.
You didn't just eat the tax by raising it. You increased your sales tax, which increased the cost of your product.
But I also pay sales tax on my sales,
Well, yeah.
you know.
I mean, so does everyone.
Right.
But my point is that it's a consumption tax, so you have to increase your price
Right.
to pay that sales tax.
Right.
That particular property is treated as a shopping center, but each of the uses you described, we can actually allocate and show blocking company what they generate in trips, because what you're describing is what commonly happens in shopping centers. We're going to be meeting with Mission Mart on Friday. It's one of the questions Steve Choikin has, who manages that property.
But they're,
Multiple uses.
they're over in the parking lot by Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, but that's one big
Oh,
shopping
right,
center.
that's true.
Because it's all shared parking if you look at it.
So Mike, so Black has to come to you?
Yeah, they've already talked to us in terms of what the total amount was, and I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, I already called and he said you will pay by square footage. That's what he told me.
That's what I understood too. As property owners allocated, all I can tell you is that there's other ways to allocate it, and if,
Well, but it's our leases, everybody has
Correct.
to do a new lease.
well, and what's interesting as it relates to a lease, property, do you pay for your utilities now separately? Well, one of the questions that I got from another property owner in a shopping center area, if this is utility, isn't that treated separately than property taxes in the way that it's allocated? And
So
I
the
said-
bottom line is we can talk to them again.
Right.
Kelly, did you want to say something? No? Okay.
I'm good. I just think this is the worst thing you guys could ever come up with.
Okay.
I guess I do have one other thing I'd like to say about this, and that's that if I understand it correctly, if the person in Mission comes to Mass at Church at St. Pius, that's 4 trips, 2 on their property and 2 on ours. That just seems like an over-allocation to me. Probably about half of our parishioners are in Missions, but then half are outside.
But that's how it's calculated.
Seems like double taxation in a sense.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Who's the guy hauling dirt all around in the empty lot? I live in the townhomes directly west of where the mall used to be. Who is that?
Well, part of the dirt came out of the construction with Essex, and because they had a common vendor. And then I think, I'm not sure where the rest of it came from.
I think the last part is from Kissick, which is actually on Tom Valenti's site.
Okay, well, yeah, but I thought they were working on another, and they're continuing to work on the site to, continue to do the grading and work, doing the things that they need to do, the pre-construction things they need to do.
And have you considered, did he have a fee to charge all these trucks that are chewing up our roads and including garbage trucks?
Yeah, do you have any ideas?
No, not right off. Maybe a fee?
One of the first things I got to do when I was elected on city council was we had to talk about the dualies, the big trucks that are on our residential streets that have the big, they're heavy and have the double wide wheels and, I don't profess to have all the answers. We tried to go through to do what we could do to get our roads taken care of and try to fairly spread the cost of doing that, because the construction costs are so low right now, and the cost of not taking care of that infrastructure is, I think, in the long-term health of Mission, a lot greater. But with the projects that we've been working on, they've been consistently lower for the last couple of years lower than what the engineers' estimates have been, and by quite a bit, which means that we can get a lot of this done for a lot more money than if we continue to put it off. And because if we put it off, it's going to get more expensive for two reasons. Number one, because the prices are going to be more expensive and inflation, but also our roads are going to have and infrastructure continue to deteriorate, so that the whole fix is going to be more. And, those are things that as I look for, that I'm concerned about as when we look at mission and move forward, how we're going to be in the future. And if we have decaying infrastructure, new businesses aren't going to want to come to Mission, and we're not going to have the infrastructure to support them. We've gone through, we didn't have inventories of a lot of the condition of a lot of the public stuff. And I've learned a lot about infrastructure than I never thought I would. And we've tried to work, as I said, really well with the utilities and with like wastewater and Water One, and AT&T and KCP&L and Kansas Gas, as we've worked on different projects, so that when roads are open, they can get in there and replace that infrastructure, because it saves us all money in the end. And in Mission, just taking the sanitary sewer, we had a little one because we were, an old community, and then it grew some more, and so they didn't replace the old one, they just put a new line, and it went somewhere, and I think maybe we knew where it was within about 20 feet, but not really, and they were small lines. And so this process has enabled us to go through and get those sanitary systems and stormwater systems in a lot better shape for the community as a whole.
I know you.
Oh, and you are a movie star. Did you guys all see Johnny on TV?
Not a movie star.
Yes, you are. You're a rock star.
Yeah. You run a business, you run a city. I run a business, a lot of people, we run businesses. Our conflicts are, in a way, the same. I was in my parking lot the other day talking to a guy that wants to put a roof on my building for $17,000. As I got through with him, I talked to a guy that wants to put a new cap in my parking lot, which is going to cost me around $15,000. And now I'm talking about paying another $10,000 to $12,000 for this. It's part of business. It's also really tough when you're looking at that and you have to add it on. I heard somebody say, and I want to ask him, how much volume it was, parking was he talked about. In 1983, when I opened up my taxes on my real estate, it was $6,000. Last year it was $21,000. I look at things in 10-year increments. In 10 years, I'll pay $210,000. In 20 years, $100,000, $500,000 to be in business. I can fill another building. For this, in 10 years, minus $12,000, $120,000. It's not a small fee. It's just not. I understand it's part of being in business. It's part of doing business. I also understand that it's harder and harder to get people to keep coming in, to keep raising prices. Because in my business, there's barbecue restaurants all over. And I'm doing business in Michigan, Kansas. I try to do the best I can with my building and what I do. But I can't charge what Jack Stacks does for Sunday ribs. I can't sell sliders for $20. I sell them for $12.95 on Wednesdays and Sundays to do volume. I might make $2 a slab. There might be a guy that's got a strip roll, whatever it is. They have 10 parking spots that they're paying for. And they might make more money than I do in profit. And they probably do. And I agree with the guy from Village Inn. We just can't keep passing that on. But I understand the cost of doing business, and that's what you're doing. It's a business. You have to take care of roads. I grew up in Argentina, right across the hill. We used to come to Michigan when I was a little kid to go to the theater. 1970, we started going to Don Cholitos. I think it was the year he opened up. It was a big deal to go to Don Cholitos in 1970 when I graduated from high school. But, things have changed. Now, if you drive across Argentina, you see what happens. the community is really bad. You know, it's gone down, Rosedale's gone down, that's where I grew up, that's my stomping areas. I don't really want to see it happen in Michigan. I see a lot of good things. Do I like what's happening here right now? No, I don't, because I don't know where the extra funds come from. Maybe you guys, that's 1% of my sales I have to add to a bill. Sometimes 1%, and I got to add a roof, and you can't keep adding it on. In today's, you know, that's just the way it is. The bottom line is, you know, I like to do certain things. We've had a good influx from this TV show you talked about. It's been awesome. The reality is that'll end. Some of that will stick. Some of it won't. A lot of it's one-time deals. You know, it's been very good for us. And we had our best month we've ever had. Now, was that because of something that happened in Michigan? No. It's because of something we worked our ass off to get done. And now do I pay for that? You know, on and on. So it comes to a time you say, do we think about what our next thing is? Do we keep improving our building? I wanted to tear down a building and put up a new building on my property. I got in front of the city for that, and I almost didn't. They charged me $840 to get in front of them for a hearing. If they turn my building down to perform that, they're going to keep $840. That's not fair. That's just not fair. But I paid it. And they approved my building, which I thought they would. And I understand what they had to do. So to keep on coming back, missions changed. Everything's changed. You know, we've changed our building. But if you drive up and down our street, there's two places on our side that are open now. There's two bad buildings in between us. But you got the animal clinic and me on our side. The other side, you got a pet connection place over there. The guys work. They're good people. They do good stuff for animals. But also, it looks pretty bad over there. They have the dogs and stuff running out. And people running dogs. And I'm a dog lover. I have 3 dogs myself. But to go on and on, it's just that something's got to happen for the other end of the community. We keep talking about Westgate. How much did we spend on the books for Westgate development? $450,000, right? Roughly, where I was told when I was on that committee to develop that and get that plan done. I haven't seen anything. What's going to happen with Westgate? So I'd like to see, you know, what's going on. In our business, when things get tough, I can't always raise prices. I have to lay people off. Have to tighten aprons. Have to do things myself. Work harder. Maybe some of that stuff needs to be done in city mission also. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
How much does this new Mission magazine cost that's come out here?
The Mission magazine is published by the Mission Visitors and Convention Bureau, and they're funded with the bed tax from that Value Place Hotel that's at the north end of Mission.
You have $52,000 under balance.
Have separate line items for those budgets. Mike?
I didn't hear.
Dave said he thought that was the fund balance, not the cost for the magazine.
He's correct. The fund balance that's left in the CBB, because he's on the board, right? He's on the convention board.
I'm taking it later on this time, I think.
So that's where that is, and I know that some of the businesses that have been featured in that have also seen increases in their business after, like with Chaco's, increase after in her business after that the publication came out, because it's not just mailed to Mission residents, it's sort of mailed to our Pole area.
And the same with Firewalk.
Right, and the same with Firewalk, which is, well, you guys probably know where both of those are, so. And I did have some folks at our meeting last week, there were residents that want to, I'm not clear what they wanted. They want us to put a list of what the businesses were in Mission so that residents can make sure they're shopping and patronizing the Mission businesses, which I think is important. So, because you can pretty much get everything you need here. Thank you.